understand the nitty-gritties of what transpires in terms of tendering and procurement. A very warm welcome to the program this hour.
Thank you very much, Madam Zainab.
Definitely. Maybe just to start us off, what makes it, the sourcing of tendering so lucrative, especially to Kenyans, and maybe just take us through the process?
I think what you need to understand going forward is that for you to be able to apply for a tender, you must have a registered company or a business. There's some document that you need to attach on the tendering document, which are tax compliance from KRA, business registration, and if the tenders is reserved for youth, the 30% that the president said that it should be allocated to the youth, women, and people with disability, they have a special certificate called ACPO certificate, which shows that she's registered under women, person with a disability, or a youth. Yes.
All right. We understand that the government had provided at least 30% to the youth and the women that the tenders should be able to go to. Has that been met? And if not, what do you think is the problem there?
Absolutely not. It has not been met because I'm also a youth. And the reason why I went back to consultant is because I tried, but I was unable to continue. The problem with this is that youth are being given tenders. Maybe let's say like stage managing. A youth should be given a tender, and then let's say that me as a youth have been given a tender worth 2 million. This youth, he has just registered his company like yesterday. Where will he get the money to fund the 2 million tender? That's where the problem is coming from.
So the initial capital is the problem when it starts to goes to tendering?
Yes.
And what do you think would be the solution to this?
The solution, I think the government should disband the so-called Youth Enterprise Fund, Women Enterprise Fund, and Uwezo Fund, so that this money, this allocation goes to disbursed to the banks all over the country, so that the youth-owned enterprises who have accounts with the said banks, and they get the tender document or the contract with the different procurement entities, they should just walk into those banks, go straight to the manager and say that since I'm a youth of this country, the money that has been allocated to this bank for the youth should be given, let's say 50%. If the tender is 1 million, you should be given at least 500,000 to execute the contract that has been given. If we do that, we are going to help the youth of this country. Yes.
All right. Let's now take a look at what exactly is happening in the country. We have, for example, the NYS scandal, and some of the issues that are being raised is people tendered for, took tenders from the government but did not supply some things. Maybe just give us an overview of what you believe happened through the entire process of tendering with the government that now has caught up us in this mess.
There was no tendering. Way that was followed in this in the so-called NYS scandal, because if you have a person in NYS, you are connected. So like me, if I go there as a poor youth and tender my documentations, they look at it. In fact, what they'll do, they can even give me a contract worth 2 million, and they know very well I'll not be able to supply. Then they'll come and re-advertise the said document, knowing very well they have already given to their people. What is happening to NYS has nothing to do with that they are following the procurement rules. There is nothing like that.
Maybe just take us through the procurement rules needed in terms of tendering, especially the government tenders.
Especially for youth, not all people know about how this tendering is all about. But what you need to do, they'll advertise the tenders.
All right.
After advertising, they'll call the contractors or the so-called suppliers to download those documents, tender documents. And every tender document has what you're supposed to supply, especially, let's say, I'm good at supplying pens or computers. I'll have to choose maybe the computers where I'm at least good at.
All right.
So at the moment you do that, it will go to procurement for tender opening, and that they can open that tender in the presence of the bidders or the suppliers, those who choose to attend or not. But now, after that, they'll have to go to an evaluation stage,
All right.
whereby they'll start now using evaluation, how do you call it? The evaluation method,
Right.
whereby if me as Abubakar, I have not maybe met the requirement, the procurement requirement of my documents, I'll be
You'll be cut off from the
yes,
selection
yes.
process.
Then the one that have already passed the criteria that was put, then they'll go to another, then award. They have now the final stage is awarding of the contracts. Now, if me have successfully bidded and has been awarded the tender, they'll contact me either by phone to go and collect the LPO. Now, after collecting the LPO, it is when you say, when will you start doing the job?
Providing the certain products.
Yes, the
and we'll
certain
come back to the general view in terms of tendering and how it happens in the country, and of course lately, and also with the scandals that we're witnessing. Let's talk about the IFMIS system that is in place. That is the financial management system to just put in check and account for all the money in terms of what is given out. But there have been loopholes in terms of the IFMIS system. What do you think is the problem there?
The problem with the IFMIS system is the designers, the one who designed the so-called IFMIS system. Because, you know, we are living in a world of technology. Everything is coming, everything is now online, it's computerized. In fact, I was thinking if we can go back to our manual ways of doing these things, no amount of money of taxpayers will go into, because those people who are running those, there are some loopholes. You remember the issue about the NYS Part 1. We are calling it NYS Part 1.
Season 1.
Season 1, yes. Now this is Season 2. Because there was what do you call, a recommendation of them from the Auditor General, who said that some of the things have to be looked at to avoid, but nothing has happened. People who are working in NYS are the one colluding with other. It is a connection, by the way. It is a connection. It is just thuggery. In fact, the NYS should not be called NYS anymore.
No, okay.
National Looters Service.
National, oh my
Yes.
goodness me.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the education and curriculum that we have. You know, we have courses that are being provided in different campuses and universities in terms of procurement. How has that been, accepted by students? Is it very lucrative? And if so, is it going to be helpful in terms of people understanding how procurement actually works?
I think there is a problem because now people, the youth and the students that I've conversed with, they're really now going to do the procurement courses. Even those who have been doing accounting, they have now run to procurement.
Because then it's increasing the appetite.
It is increasing the appetite, but the time they'll be finishing the so-called course, things might have changed in the same system.
Yes.
So they should not run to that course. In fact, when accounting came, almost everyone did the accounting. Now, because of this system, like let's say the KRA system, have now put some of the accounting out of the market because you don't need to be using all accounts all the time. You can be doing the job for your own self wherever you are.
So it looks like it's a way of a quick money, attraction course.
Yes, because in fact, the thing which is now making this youth to run for that cause, is that county governments. They are looking for people they know that there's money there in those county governments. So that's why the youth are not thinking before they run into that thing. But I will advise them they should just go slow because things do change.
All right.
Yes.
Business-wise, do you think a tender alone can sustain a company?
No, it cannot. Like me, I've been tendering for quite some time. I've never gotten one. So that's why I ran back to the consultant.
Is it then just, a game of luck then?
It is a game of luck and connections. If you don't have a connection, if you don't have your relative in NYS, you'll never supply even air. In fact, air is something. Air is something.
All right,
they should use the word nothing, not air. Air is for God.
At least air, God provides air.
Yes.
All right, just now, finally, I want you to give us, your general view in terms of tendering process in the country, if it's fair, it's not fair, and maybe what loopholes do we need to fix in terms of a way forward?
I think what you need to do is to public participation. Like these tenders, the one that we youth have been allocated, I can tell you that not even 1% of the youth have benefited from those tenders. What we need to do is to change these people in the procurement entity. In fact, I will even suggest if we can get people from outside the country to come and man our system here, tendering system, whereby I don't know someone maybe from Turkey or from UK who is now sitting in that tendering process, because he will not know me, I will not know him. So that these things, when they're being given out the awards, it comes straight to the person who is not
has the merit.
Yes, not because he's financial unable, but technical capable. Yes.
All right. Very interesting. And do you think then, even if we have that person coming in to, be part of the tendering committee or whatever that will be there, that setup that will be there to take a look at the tenders that will be coming in, do we see a hope here in the country for something like that to ever happen?
Not completely hope, but a percentage hope. A 0 point
but the hope is
but
there.
There is a hope. That means that maybe 10 youths may benefit from the so-called government tenders.
Government tenders.
Yes.
Abubakar Amonya, consultant from EVCOS Africa, thank you very much.